Off Saturday, where the 1 seed will be decided in the NFC. Fresh off a 42-38 shootout win, the Niners welcome the Seahawks to Santa Clara at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 Pacific on ESPN and ABC. The winner of this game wins the NFC West and earns a first-round bye in the postseason. So, RC, who needs this win more, Seahawks or the Niners?
It's the San Francisco 49ers to me, and the reason being is the Seahawks have the one thing that travels best on the road, and that's defense. And then you look at Mike Macdonald and his record since becoming the Seahawks head coach. I mean, they're 7-1 this year, and this doesn't matter. This doesn't mean if it's the East Coast, they can't wake up and play a 1 o'clock game. If it's on the West Coast and now they're playing at 2:25 their time, it does not matter. This defense shows up. Mike Macdonald has this team prepared. When you look at the San Francisco 49ers, you want the crowd behind you when your defense is on the field. You want to make it difficult for the opposing team's offense. You are a team that doesn't pressure. You are a team that doesn't turn the football over. You are a team that can't stop the run. None of those things says I want to go to somebody else's stadium where their offense is comfortable to try to play football and then put Brock Purdy and his team and his offense on the field with the crowd noise affecting the way that they do business. This offense is ultimately important to this team, and they need to be at home to see them succeed at a high level and to also find a way to affect opposing offenses against a defense with deficiencies.
You talk about ultimately important. Your words, not mine. It's ultimately important to make sure that Sam Darnold is in a position where he is as comfortable as he can be outside of anything else. So it doesn't matter how dominant your defense is. It doesn't matter how many opportunities the defense gives you. It doesn't matter, what you have done up until this point. If your trigger man cannot get it done, you have Jackson Smith and Jigba, and he's able to do what he's doing. But that reality of starting to set in and say, okay, we got an explosive offense that's contingent on one thing: Sam Darnold. If Sam Darnold is not comfortable, Sam Darnold will cost the Seattle Seahawks a deep playoff push. It's not to say that Sam Darnold is incompetent, because we've seen Sam Darnold really grow in the last 2 years, let alone this year. And if you would have asked the Minnesota Vikings, they wish they would have still had Sam Darnold. Hell, if you would have asked a lot of other teams if they would have rather had Sam Darnold, they would have rather to have Sam Darnold than their quarterback position right now. So the thing is, Sam Darnold is well and capable, but you need him to be as comfortable as possible, because he will have the biggest impact if he doesn't.
Well, they don't have much of a pass rush to speak of right now in San Francisco.
Yes.
And so might have more time to get comfortable just based on what the other team lacks. I'm looking through the injury report for the 49ers right now. Trent Williams questionable, Keon White questionable, George Kittle questionable, Ricky Pearsall questionable, Upton Stout as well. So there's a lot. They're really injured right now. So I kind of understand where you're going with saying that they need it more. They need the rest more. What's the X factor here for the 49ers?
It's Christian McCaffrey.
Who, by the way, was cleared to play yesterday.
Yeah, but he was banged up in the last game. We saw him getting off of the ground slowly, fighting to get to the backfield. And they've been so dependent on Christian McCaffrey this entire season, along with Kyle Shanahan, in my opinion, being the coach of the year, because of much of what Courtney just documented with the injuries, with the big-time players who haven't been available for this team. There's been so much put on Christian McCaffrey, both in the run game and the pass game. And he's going to have to be that same player this week. When you look at the way he was defended against Seattle early on in this season, I felt like this team did the best job. There were 2 turnovers from Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy now, with the way that he scrambles and he improvises and trying to force balls into tight spaces, you're going to need Christian McCaffrey to be that balancing factor for 2 reasons. He's your best offensive player, and secondly, it keeps the Seattle Seahawks off of the field. And that's what you want to do to protect the defense that has been struggling, especially down the stretch of the season.
Well, when you start to say, X factors, we expect that from Christian McCaffrey. I mean, C-Mac, I had the opportunity to play with him. He came out of Stanford banged up, respectfully. He's a workhorse. We expect him to get off the ground slow. Hey, you give him a look, he's good to go. He's a person that you put the ball in his hands, and the more you give him the ball, the better options of good things happening for your team will happen. Well, I just mentioned it. Sam Darnold is the X factor for the Seattle Seahawks. Why? Because when you go back and you look at the Los Angeles Rams game, that was the tale of two different Sams. They started the game trying to avoid the inevitable. Hey, we're going to run the football. Hey, we're going to play behind play action. Hey, we're going to do certain things. We're going to try to mask or put mascara or lip liner on the overall issue that our team has, and that's the quarterback.
Yeah.
Now, when our quarterback comes out and responds the way he responds, now you start to see, okay, this team can be extremely dangerous, but it is contingent on which Sam Darnold shows up to play.
And that makes me think of like recent history. Last year, the loss to the Lions when he was with the Vikings at the end of the regular season, the loss in the first round of the playoffs, like a 2-game sample size that effectively determined his future was no longer going to be in Minnesota. And when you talk about those turnovers, 28 as a team, 20 of them have come from the quarterback. Is it that he needs this palate cleanser, so to speak, of having a good game, being on the winning team, going into the playoffs that matters most?
It's one of those things that the thing about Sam Darnold is he's extremely talented. As a former teammate, I saw that firsthand in practice when we were in Carolina. He can throw the ball as good as anybody will allow him to. He's shown the leadership capabilities. But the reality comes down to when the issues start to pile up and he throws an interception and then he begins to throw another interception or he makes a bad decision and then he makes another bad decision.
Snowball.
Those are the things that can get him in trouble. And like you just said, Courtney, can snowball the issue into becoming a detrimental game impacting kind of turn of events.
The worst thing in the world is that we have all this technology. Because of that technology, we know that once in prime time, Sam Darnold said he saw ghosts. And so now when you go back to the first Rams game and you see 4 interceptions, you think to yourself, well, is he seeing those ghosts again? And then you watch him play against the Rams in the second game, and there's an interception in the slot that turns into a touchdown. He throws an interception deep down in the red zone that turns into points for the Los Angeles Rams. And all of those things start to replay. Sam Darnold has to get rid of history. Sam Darnold has to find a way to have a short, clean memory. And the only way to do that is by doing what Courtney said and cleansing your palate with an important win. Cleansing your palate with a great performance in a high-pressure situation. And there's no bigger one that he's been in since the last time he was in the big one than this one. This is the first opportunity to show people that he's trustworthy, to show people that they can win because of
ESPN tomorrow night. That one is straight up for the 1 seed. What are you watching for?
It's going to be quarterback Sam Darnold. Can you be the best quarterback on the field in this matchup going up against Brock Purdy? But also, can you complete your New Year's resolution this year because you didn't do it last year? Same situation, right? You have an opportunity to get the number 1 seed in the NFC and also win your division. Can you be the best player, not just quarterback on the field this Sunday